Hello, everyone. This is Nicole Sims from Creative Business Solutions, and I'm a retail and visual expert, and I want to talk to you guys about your pop-up shops. So, visual merchandising to me is a very important part of all retail organizations and all retail setups, but I think they're really important to your pop-up shop because they really give you that experience. I believe that a pop-up shop should really be more like a store, mini store, and more like a brick and mortar, and feel like you're going into an actual store than just a temporary location. Your customers know it's temporary, but they necessarily don't want to feel temporary. So we're going to go over the 5 merchandising essentials that I think you should have in your pop-up shop. All right, let's go. So number one, you need to have your layout. Your layout is really important because it's the first thing they see when they come to your pop-up shop. Now your layout can depend on where you're going to be. Are you going to be in a mall? Are you going to be at a convention? Are you going to be at a beachfront or a waterfront festival? That kind of depends. But wherever it is, you want to make sure that your layout is inviting. You want to make sure that it calls people to you. People want to actually come to you and they can actually see. You want to be sure that it's wide enough and open enough so people can stand in front of your pop-up shop and actually see everything that you have and then make the decision for going in. You don't want it to be too cluttered. Again, I know you want to sell a lot or show a lot of your products, but you don't want to have too much product that you actually can hinder people. So if they see too much stuff, it's too cluttered, it's too confusing, it's going to really pull people away. All right. You want to also make sure that you're using print setups of your particular fixtures so it kind of creates a nice little move of a store. You want to just have a row of fixtures or a row of tables. You want to make it different. You want to create aisles and spaces around. Make it really flow and easy to shop. All right. So again, you want to open, you want to not too cluttered, and you want to actually create a walkway when you're walking through. Okay, next is going to be your color. Color is very important because color tells a lot of things about who you are as a brand. So actually color, number one thing is to evoke emotion. So what do you want people to feel when they're in your store? Of course you want to have your brand colors wherever possible, but you also want to know when you're merchandising certain items that come in colors, you want to focus on things that actually resonate with what you want people to feel while they're engaging with you. All right, so your color is very important. And you want to make sure you're doing things by adjacency. So even if you're doing different colors around, make sure that they kind of flow together and they match. You don't want to have a real striking color and another opposite color next to each other because it's jarring to the eye. Make sure that it flows easily, no matter what it is. If it's hard goods, candles, pottery, whatever it is, you're making sure that everything's flow. And one thing I forgot to mention with the layout is things by category, which kind of helps with your flow as well. So when you're doing your categories, like if you sell different types of clothing, you want to make sure you have every single item merchandised by category. So you want to make sure you have your dresses together, your suits together, your accessories together, and then within that, use your color to make things flow really easily from section to section. Next is going to be your balancing. Balancing is really important because balancing helps people actually engage with your product, and you want to make sure that it makes it more inviting. So you have symmetrical, which is at the same amount of product or same shape on both sides, or asymmetrical, when using the same amount of product or amount of space, but it looks different. So if you cut it down the middle, you might have a different kind of different things on both sides, but it feels the same. Or if it's balanced, you cut down the middle, it's exactly the same. Both are very key because they're interesting to the eye. Customers want to see things that are balanced, but they also want things to see things that are asymmetrical, that feels balanced but looks different to the eye and very creative. You want to give some creativity to your pop-up shop because it keeps you above the rest. You won't look like everybody else, just fixture, 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 or table, 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 or face up, face up, face out. You want to have things a little bit different and a little more engaging to actually get more engaged with your customers. You want to stand out from the crowd, but you also want to make sure that it's easy to ingest your product, ingest what you're talking about. Especially if you're hard goods. If you're hard goods, you got to make sure your tables and your shelves, you're not just laying things straight across. That's very, very boring and really kind of easy for people to gloss right past you. If you're doing things in groups of threes or six or 12, things like that. You're making pyramids or different shapes. It's going to be really, really nice for you to really have a really great look, and then people actually more engage more with what you're doing. Okay. Next is storytelling. Storytelling is so important because it's actually telling your customers what they want to experience. So it's not just about experiencing with you, it's about what you want them to experience. So one, if you're there just to market and to test, your story should be around, hey, this is brand new. Hey, we want to give you your opinion. We want you to give your feedback. Or if it's just strictly, I need to sell this product, then everything should be about selling and engaging people to buy your product. And you're doing things more with promotions and more with your merchandising to be more engaging, to actually touch and feel and try on. But whatever story it is, you want to make sure that your visual merchandising tells that story for you so people understand what you're about and where you want them to go in your pop-up shop when they're engaging with you. Next thing you want to talk about is your signage. Signage is so key. I think a lot of brick and mortars do not use signage well enough, as well as in pop-up shops, because your signs can be your secret silent seller for you. It can tell customers about you, your product, what you sell without even being there. It gives them informed decisions. Let them make decisions based on more information. So you want to talk about promotions. You want to talk about the brands that you sell, or you as a brand. You want to give information about how something is made, or some of the ingredients of something. That also makes people more engaged with you and they have more informed decision. So like, okay, this is what this is about. Oh, this is what this does. Okay, great. And then they want to interact with you and talk more about it. But your signs are really key to make sure that throughout your pop-up shops, because again, they're secret sellers and they give your customers information so they feel more informed and empowered when they buy from you. And then lastly, you're talking about your technology. So technology is going to be in the form of your music and then actually video. So music is really key. When you go to a regular store, you love the music, right? The music makes the experience more enjoyable. Same thing with your pop-up shop. Now, this also depends on where you're going to be or what's allowed or where you are. But you can use a radio, you can use an iPad, you can use anything just to get your music pumping. But you want to make sure that one, that it fits your brand. This is very important, that it fits your brand, that if you are a modern, high-end, boutique feeling store, that you're not playing crazy hip hop music from, that for youth people, for young people. It's not going to fit. You want to make sure that whatever it is, it fits what your target market is going to be and to attract people to you, and also makes the experience while they're shopping with you more engaging. Again, on the opposite, if you are a brand who sells urban clothing, urban shoes, and your customers is more young, you want to have the hip hop playing back because it's going to make them feel more engaged and have more fun, have more energy with you, which is very important. So again, the music can really set you apart from everyone else in the pop-up shop area or in your mall or wherever you're going to be, and it makes you more of an experience. Next, with technology, you can use things like either use video. So video will be something you can use on an iPad or a laptop or a small TV or whatever you have to kind of give more information about you as a brand. Because customers nowadays don't just want to shop with you, they want to know who you are. They don't want the surface anymore. They want to know behind the scenes. And the best way to get behind the scenes is the video. Show them something that you've done, either setting up the pop-up shop from start to finish, or a floor set you just did, or a trade show you were at and what you did there, or a fashion show your product was in. Show them something about you that no one else can get unless they're in that pop-up shop from that experience. That's going to want them to engage with you more, feel more connected with you, and become a loyal fan. And then lastly is lighting. Lighting is very, very key because it really sets you apart from everybody else. So again, something that's always used really, really well in brick and mortar because of the effects that it has for your customers' shopping experience. Now, this also depends on where you're going to be. So if you're going to be, it depends on what's allowed to you, electricity you have, or what you're available to you. So that's going to be different for from pop-up shop to pop-up shop. But the overall theme is you want to make sure that your lighting is there to really brighten you up. You want to make sure the customers can see everything in your store, but you don't be too bright that it's distracting. But the key part about lighting that we use in retail is to highlight key things. You highlight where you want your customers to go. You use spotlights where you want your customers to shop the most. So you use spotlights on your walls, your key fixtures, your key tables, your key items, the things you really want customers to look at first, you spotlight it, all right? And the whole store should be illuminated, people can see shop with ease, but you really want to concentrate on the things that you really want people to look at, that you want to focus on, and then you want to spotlight it. And you also can use color color lighting if it works with your brand. So if you are, like I said before, you're a hip hop young brand, you can use strobe lighting, you can use different color lights that creates interest. But also if you're more modern, more classic brand, your light also can be important. Where you want to be crisp, you want it to be bright, not too bright, but you want to be crisp, and you want to be like a really nice even tone to it so people feel calm and relaxed when they can shop through. So lighting is really, really important, a really, really key element to what you do. And that's it. So those are your 5 elements for having a great pop-up shop, to having a great experience with your customers, and making you stand out from everyone else. Talk to you soon, guys. Thanks. Bye.